wind blows playfully across the water. Picking up speed, it gusts over the barren tundra and races across ice-capped water, whisking moist droplets into the thin air. It whirls and whistles, sending icy crystals of snow in stinging fury against trees, homes, and people. This is the land of the Inupiat Eskimo. Into this Arctic vastness, a baby boy was born more than 150 years ago.
When I was growing up, I hear Dad used to tell us a story about Maniilaq. This man was a prophet. They call him prophet.
That's my dad's uncle. He's a good prophet. That time, nobody was talking about God. They don't know about heaven. Only that man. He always mentioned what he said. It's from above, not from the ground, not from the world. It's from above. That was our God.
Nothing is known of his father. He was raised by his mother. She called him Maniilaq. Others sometimes called him Maniilaq.
Maniilaq, when they look back of that man, God spoke to him, and just like a prophet in those Bible days. You know, there's prophet in the Bible days. Then it happened up there too through that Maniilaq. He's a prophet. Then we can see nowadays, we can see he's one of them, because he prophesied what will happen.
When Maniilaq was born, the natives of the northwest Arctic region of Alaska were ruled by the Inupiat, or shamans. In the mid-1800s, no missionaries had yet penetrated this hostile land. Yet Maniilaq was a worshiper of the Creator God, whom he called Grandfather. He held communion with this unseen power and foretold changes to take place in the lives of his people. Changes signaled by the coming of men with white skin. Changes that would bring an end to life as they knew it.
My father, he always talking about this Maniilaq. He's a prophet. When they knew about the prophets, when the white man came, they knew that for sure that the prophet. And this Maniilaq was before the white man, and he was talking about the people that came from the south It's white color. And he said, they bring books. They bring the books. And people will understand these books. They know about God. They know something. It's a lot of power. More than evil way of power. And people will know something that's real power when they talk from these books. That's mean now we understand that was the Bible. That's for sure.
And I always had an interest in knowing more of history about Maniilaq. He was something that a person that had started the religion, in a sense, to get the people to overcome fear.
The story of Maniilaq is told by those who heard it from their fathers, who heard it from their fathers, who perhaps even knew him themselves. According to the custom of the Inupiat, each person preserves and passes on to his children the stories he has heard from his own parents, grandparents, or other relatives. Maniilaq was born and lived along the Kobuk River. He traveled extensively during his life, sharing what his grandfather above had told him. He is said to have traveled as far west as the Bering Sea and eastward into Canada, where he was last seen. Maniilaq learned how to build the sod house for the winter, how to snare small animals for food, and how to ice fish. As he grew older, Maniilaq provided food for his mother and 3 sisters, hunting and setting the snares by himself, armed with his trusty bow and arrows. One day, while checking his snares, he noticed an inviting place to sit down and rest. The strange-sounding call of a small bird attracted his attention. He listened closely. Tatagik, Tatagik. The words meant father and child, or father and son. Maniilaq found himself often drawn to this spot where he would linger, surrounded by a feeling of unusual calm and peace, listening for the strange bird call, which expanded to say, Tatagik, Tatagik, Isrum Mexakti, Isrum Mexakti, or father and son, the source of intelligence, the source of thought. Darkness would send him hurrying home, where his mother, fearful lest something should happen to her only son, anxiously watched for him from the top of the bluff. Concerned by his long absences, his mother asked him where he had been and what he had been doing. Letting her in on his secret, he told her, I have been listening to the wonderful sound of a small bird. It calls out to me, father and son, the source of intelligence, the source of thought.
I am now going to tell the story of how Maniilaq lived. When Maniilaq was a boy, he often went out into the country, and soon he even hardly helped his mother with the chores. When he left in the morning, he stayed out all day, sitting on a tree stump all day. I don't know what time of the year it was, but he did this all winter.
One day he told his mother, "Today, as I sat all day at that place over yonder, someone was telling me things. I sat there all day listening to the one who talks to me. This is what he told his mother. He added, "The one who talks to me is from above."
His mother was afraid that he was becoming an Inutkuk, but Maniilaq assured her that he was not, and that the messages were harmless and very pleasant. I am actually bringing home a ray of light each time I listen to it. I know that something is helping us, and that the small bird calls from somewhere, the source of which I do not know. His mother wondered at his words, wondered about this power that even the Inutkut had not heard of. As he grew older, Maniilaq heard the source of intelligence speaking to his mind even when he was not at his resting place. He was guided in his choice of a wife, and as time passed, 3 children were born to them. Maniilaq took good care of his family. They accepted his special messages and lived a peaceful life.